I've been on the carnivore diet for over 5 years, and my all-time favorite carnivore meal is a ribeye steak. I would genuinely eat it every single meal if I could. However, the only reason I don't is because they are so expensive. In my search for a cheaper alternative, I recently discovered an incredible cut that when cooked correctly tastes just as good as ribeye, but instead of costing in excess of $50 per kilo, is only $20 per kilo. Today, with the help of my butcher friend Matt, we'll be breaking down an entire chuck roll into everything you see here, and then showing the easiest way to cook my favorite steak from it in under 10 minutes. Once you understand this process, you'll be able to do it yourself at home. You might be wondering by now, where do you buy chuck rolls from? So here I am standing outside the front of Costco, just to make your life a bit easier if you weren't wondering already. Costco is somewhere that I haven't been for a very long time, and rightly so, because I do prefer where I can to support my local butchers. In saying that though, the chuck roll is obviously quite a unique cut, and not many butchers are selling them in their entirety. So Costco is somewhere that I know sells them, so that is just gonna make my life a whole lot easier for this video. If you are someone that doesn't want to go to Costco, a lot of butchers break down chuck rolls the way that we'll be breaking them down later in the video, out the back of the store. So if you're close with your local butcher, it's definitely worth heading there and asking if they'd be happy to sell you an entire chuck roll, if you're someone that doesn't want to go to Costco. For anyone that's happy to go to Costco though, here we are. I mean, if you come to Costco and you can't get what you're looking for, I mean, it's just not possible. They sell everything. It's ridiculous. And here we are, the meat section. I'm eyeing off the briskets already. There is just so much variety here. It is insane. For context, these ribeye steaks, $56 a kilo. And the grain-fed Scotch is $45 a kilo. Let's go look for my chuck. The chuck roll has been found. So it's 8.9 kilos. It's $19.99 a kilo. I think I'm eyeing off this one, to be honest. Like, look at the size of it. It is huge. I think I need to put it on my shoulder. You get an 8.9 kilos for $177 compared to 2 kilos of ribeye for $113, I think it was. This thing's heavy. Thank you. Oh.
177.
177. Thank you very much. Have a good day. Look at the size of this thing. The chuck roll has been secured, ladies and gentlemen. Back to the kitchen we go. Thanks for joining me, mate.
No worries.
I was scared by this big thing.
It's pretty daunting when you look at it.
You were saying it was a good one.
It looks pretty good. There's not too much sinew on the top, which is quite nice to see, especially if you get something this size, you know. So
I watched some videos before this and a lot of them did have sinew on the top.
Yep, and pretty much what you find, like this section here, that is the part where your oyster blade kind of runs into the banjo part of your shoulder. When they break it down, that's usually what's left there, a bit of sinew, but they've taken it off, which is lovely to see.
How would you describe the flavour profile of
chuck itself? It's got heaps of flavour. It's full of connective tissue. What that means is that, you know, it's enhanced flavour. It's really good for braising, but it doesn't stop at braising. You can also get little nice steaks out of it that people don't actually realise when they're dealing with chuck.
And would the ribeye sit here?
The ribeye or your Scotch fillet just sits there. So pretty much it runs into your neck. Obviously don't want to be too gory, but that's where the head is.
Yep.
And then yeah, it runs into your Scotch fillet there.
Where do we start with this thing, mate?
All right.
Right, so we've got your knives here. Well, we need 2 knives here.
Look, at the end of the day, you only need these 2 in a butcher shop. A 10-inch breaking knife and then your 6-inch boner, or you could do a 5, 4-inch, whatever works for you really. So yeah, and obviously your honing knife, or butchers like to call it their dick, which it's by dick. So there you go. What I'm looking at here is obviously the top part of the chuck per se. So this is where all your, you know, your Denver steak, your Sierra steak, all kind of is encapsulated in this little section here. But what we're gonna do, we wanna take out the eye of the chuck first. So pretty much what we're gonna do, we're gonna flip this bad boy over, all right? What you see here, this muscle runs all the way into your Scotch fillet. So if you can see in that camera there, see here, that literally looks like your Scotch fillet, doesn't it?
Yeah.
So pretty much you want to be going to about halfway, because these rib vertebrae marks is pretty much the signal that, you know, you're running into your neck now.
From it here, you could literally slice all these into individual steaks.
Individual steaks, exactly right. And then you'd probably use the rest of this for braising or like a little pot roast or something like that. But this is where we'll now seam it. So Das, do you want to do it, or do you want me to do it?
I'm here to watch.
All right, so I try and get my finger to where you go, so you can see your little seam here.
We'll get.
So you just want to make a small little incision here, so you can see how it's just a lot of seam work involved. All we're doing is just separating the seam from your chuck eye from, you know, the top part of your chuck. So, you know, you just go nice and slow because you don't want to rip it to bits really. But as you can see here, I'm just applying a little bit of pressure because that's what pretty much a lot of butchery is. It's just seam work.
And would this be a similar flavour profile to the ribeye?
Absolutely.
Yeah, okay.
You know, some argue that it's got even more flavour, but at the end of the day, it's just a good, honest piece of meat.
Would you prefer to cook this as a steak, or would it be better as a slow cook?
Don't get me wrong, it is definitely a braising meat.
Okay.
But if you want to be budget friendly and all that, definitely you can get some nice steaks out of this section here, and then you got some Devonry as well.
Beautiful. You were saying before that you could actually buy this if you asked at a butcher.
Yeah, definitely. A lot of butchers, well, they should offer wholesale prices for you, especially if you just get like if they do boxed beef products and they don't need to do anything, they will generally offer it cheaper to you. So as I'm going along,
just got to be patient here, mate.
Just patience, that's all it is. So you're just making some little cuts, and as you can see, it's sort of just kind of opening itself up. So just bit by bit, pretty much here anyway. We're marking the end of that chuck eye. So you get left with this piece here. Then
what do you call this?
Chuck eye.
This is the chuck eye, okay.
The chuck eye, or eye of the chuck, if you like to be technical. And so pretty much what we've got to do now is trim this up. So as you can see here, this is what's left from the vertebra or the rib bones. You want to clean that up because that stuff ain't going to be very nice to cook and chew. And if you are going to mince stuff, which we will be doing later, that's going to clog up your mincer, and you don't want that, obviously, and your texture of your mince ain't going to be good. We'll start off. So you pretty much just always want to cut away from yourself.
This goes in the bin, yeah?
Not necessarily, because it's not exactly like sinewy stuff, but see here? See how it's got that kind of, like this stuff's more fat per se.
Yeah, so you can keep that.
You can keep that,
you
know, and like stuff like this, you can keep, but it's more, if you can hear that, that's that sound that,
How do you get that out? There we go. So
you just mark with your knife, obviously a sharp knife helps.
Yeah,
you want that in the bin. So just make a little mark with your knife. You don't want to keep that. Yeah. Right?
That goes in the bin.
That goes in the bin.
That fat can stay.
That can stay, because that's going to go into your burgers. Or...
Would you put that in? Would that be minceable? Do you think?
Yeah, that can be minced. Yeah.
Well, we'll put that. This is going to be the mince pile.
Mince pile, beautiful. Go nice and slow so you don't hurt yourself. No one wants to hurt themselves.
No, definitely not.
Especially doing this. So that's just a big thing of fat. Fat's your friend. Everyone.
That can stay. Yeah. That can stay.
Yeah, like that. All that can stay. You just want to kind of square them up a bit nicer.
Yeah, of course. That's all good meat though.
Yeah.
That can definitely stay
Absolutely.
in there.
But as you can see, it sort of has that profile, I probably should use my steak knife, but
of course, that's okay. That looks really good.
That's your chuck eye steak.
So what do you look for as you progress further up? What do you look for when to stop slicing?
Pretty much a good telltale sign is pretty much when you're finishing off with that vertebra. So that's why the rest of this you'd be
Would you be better off slicing it here than to start off with, or?
Well, I mean, it's up to you.
Of course.
If you like working with big things. Plus, like when you especially when you're trying to take bits of this stuff off, when it's a nice big dense piece, you're not throwing meat around anywhere. It's actually got a bit of weight to it that kind of holds it down a little bit.
So we're probably going to get like 5 or 6 chuck eye steaks from this.
It's a big piece, so
maybe even more.
I don't want to go too dangerous there. You get one that's not the greatest, but I'll
that one's good. You can go one more.
Get one.
So that's 5 chuck eye steaks. Look at the marbling on them. Would this be considered a chuck roast then?
Yeah. The beauty of this, you can dice it, you can leave it like this and slow cook it, you can smoke it. You can do whatever you want to do with it, really. It's just a really nice piece of braised beef.
What would this be sold as in a butcher shop?
I would sell, normally in a butcher shop, you won't really see these cuts, right?
Okay, why is that?
Well, here in Australia, we normally just leave this all on one and then slice it through as chuck steaks.
I reckon we just keep it as a roast then.
Keep it as a roast? All right, well,
perfect.
If we're going to do that, I might just leave a bit more fat on it, but you can just kind of square it up and make it look a bit neater. If you want to make something nice and fatty like burgers or whatever, honestly, don't be scared to mince it, because at the end of the day, how much do you pay for mince?
This is minceable?
This is minceable. You can dice it. I mean, if you're going to dice it, you got a bit of this kind of connective stuff here. You just don't want that sort of stuff. Obviously,
get a close up of this.
It looks probably a bit like that stuff that you see on the eye fillets and that. Now this, you can dice it. But for our sake, I reckon we should
slice it down the middle.
slice down the middle. We can dice it. We can mince it.
Yeah, we may as well chuck it in the mince.
Chuck it in the mince.
Chuck it in the mince.
But that's the beauty of it. You don't actually need to worry too much about this stuff.
So what would you call this part of the chuck roll?
There is probably a fancy name for it, but yeah, we just know it as chuck. We're pretty simple here. See how this is all nicely trimmed up? I want to just clean up a bit of this stuff.
Is this just more of a personal preference thing? Like, could someone keep all this on if they wanted to?
Well, they could, but as this fat's removed, there's a bit of, like, if you can see that sinew?
Yeah.
You just want to kind of get rid of that.
I'm just mindful that a lot of carnivores might be watching this and they like their fat. But once again, that can just go into a separate bowl and you could render that down as tallow.
Absolutely. So just another big hunk of fat here.
Yeah.
Which you can keep. So what we're seeing here, we're actually seeing another kind of steak forming here. See how it sort of looks like a sort of a skirt, sort of tri-tip looking thing. This is actually called a Sierra steak. You can grill it. Now we'll clean that up first.
And just chuck it over there, mate.
Chuck it over there. Yeah. No pun intended.
It's late, mate. Come on, no jokes.
No jokes.
No, we're good.
Yeah, so, you know, just...
And this is mince?
Yeah, that's mince, but this is where we're going to get some, you know...
Tough parts. That bin or?
Yeah, bin, fat, render,
render it fat.
The Denver.
The Denver.
Denver, exactly.
This is quite popular in America, obviously.
Yeah, a lot of Americans use it.
A lot of fat in there.
A lot of fat, but you can clean all that up. If anyone knows what Denver looks like, it's sort of like... that kind of thicker sort of muscle.
That's all.
Yeah, that's all
mince.
nice mince.
There's a lot of mince here. If you like burgers, we're getting a lot of it. I was a bit worried we wouldn't have enough mince for burgers, but we're going to have enough.
I'll tell you what though, don't just restrict it to burgers.
What else should we do?
You can do spaghetti, you can do tacos. Not many people want to do meatloaves anymore, but you can do a meatloaf with your mince. You can make sausages out of them. This can all go as Denver steaks.
And this is all mince?
That's all mince.
That's all
because
mince.
you want mince.
Add that in.
Us, you love. Yeah, there you go. You chop it up. No, chop it up.
You chuck it up?
Chop it up.
There we go. Look at this. Call me Maddie 2.0.
Oh.
Like, this is a very big pot and we're above halfway. I've heard a lot of people talk about Denvers, but I've never actually tried one.
But that's the thing. Neither have I.
Really?
No.
You've never tried one?
No. If you have a look at videos, some people go like this.
Yeah.
And then cut like this.
Okay.
And that's your Denver steak.
Beautiful.
I'll try and cut them as even
maybe we maybe we cook one of them up.
Why not? If you look here, you can see all the kind of muscle fibers, see how they're kind of all kind of protruding like that. That's why, you know, you've hit the money on the head there.
It's really good, really good.
I'll chop them up nice and small, just to make sure. You've got to picture that blade running at a really high speed. So what's going to happen is going to be generating heat. That's why you always need to be having mince pushing through it, because you don't want to let meat sit in there and get hot.
Look at that.
Perfect.
Left with all of this. And we've still got a decent amount left.
But you've also got to realise, like, if you don't want as much mince, right, you can dice this.
Of course.
You know, like it's not the end of the world.
You could dice this and have it as a slow cook.
Yep, absolutely. Throw it in a slow cooker, bit of beef stock, hearty vegetables, you'll laugh.
That's a lot easier, man.
Yeah.
I'm gonna save myself $100.
Yep, work. Beautiful. You just put your finger on that.
Perfect.
Perfect.
Look at that.
Look at that.
So what do we have? So we got the chuck roast. We've got the
Sierra steak.
Sierra.
We've got Denver, and then we've got your chuck eye steaks, which isn't your Scotch fillet, but very close to it.
And you've got a heap of tallow here as well.
So rendering fat, so making your tallow, or if you want to make your 2 bowls of mince a bit fattier, go for it.
We're gonna cook some Denver now.
Oh yeah, get Ashburn meat.
The first person to comment Ashburn meat, you're getting a free beef tallow. So we're cooking up this Denver. Beautiful cut. Marbling looks unreal. With that's coming together. This is a nice and quick cook, this one. Like, this is probably like a 2-minute cook each side and then that's it. I like to aim for like 46 for these thin ones. You wanted medium, we just hit 50. Take that off and let it rest. Boom. You slice.
No, you do it.
No, you slice, bro.
I'm pretty happy with that.
I'm pretty happy with that cook.
Pretty good.
That's bang on.
Happy days.
Cheers, brother.
Cheers. Flavours there.
Not that tender.
No, but...
For $19 a kilo, you can't complain.
No, not at all.